Hi there, my name is Kim Berkeley. I'm one of the authors of the Speaking Out About Self-Injury blog over on HealthyPlace, and today I wanted to talk about living with self-harm scars. Now, before I get started, I just want to point out that my experience is not universal. There's no standard experience of living with self-harm scars. Everybody's scars are different, everybody's living situation is different. There's so many factors that go into affecting how this feels. But for me, I do think that in the beginning, I went through some things that a lot of people deal with right away when you're first getting into recovery. And that's, they become this constant reminder of something that you don't really want to think about. And it's funny, not funny, because when I was hurting myself, I wanted scars. I had this idea in my head that scars meant stories, and that if I had some kind of physical mark, some kind of physical evidence of what I was going through, that would make my experience and my feelings more valid somehow, I think. And that's not the case. You absolutely do not need scars to validate you, but I didn't really think about that until I started to get better. And then once I stopped self-harming and I started to work on recovery, that's when it hit me. Every night when I reached out to turn off my bedside table lamp, I would see my scars, and I would be reminded every single night of all these things that I was trying to let go of and move on from, and it was really hard. And it took a long time to stop seeing them. And what I mean by that is not that they became invisible. I still have my scars, although they are very, very faint now. It's not that they became invisible. It's not that they fully healed or anything. I mean, they are healed, but they're still there. But I finally started to not notice them so much. And I think for me, that was the first point, a really early marker of my recovery, is when I finally stopped paying so much attention to them and started seeing them as just a part of myself that I don't really need to think about all the time. Just like you don't really think about your kneecaps all the time, or, something like that. They're there, and I do still think about them now, mostly when I write about them, but they're not distracting me anymore from my life or from healing or anything like that. And nowadays, now that I'm more than 10 years clean from self-harm, I don't think about them that much unless, I'm talking about self-harm or something like that. But on a day-to-day basis, I just don't see them anymore. And the same goes for my surgery scars. That also took a long time. I had heart surgery several years ago, and the scars were really upsetting to me at first. But now, even though they're much more visible, in fact, I don't get distracted by them the way that I used to. So all of that is to say that if you are living with scars, even if they don't fully go away, over time they do heal, and more importantly, you heal. And in general, it gets easier and easier to live with them and not in spite of them, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, please leave a comment on the blog and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Take care.